cut back in. And he'll do a spin move. He's still up.
Rolling near side. He'll loft it up to the end zone. Batted away.
Tipped up. Oh, tip drill.
Extending the play. Downfield. Has a look. And completed. Nice.
Shaughnessy, he'll try to fly in. Oh, he held on.
It's beginning to look and feel a lot like football. 59 degrees here tonight at Panther Stadium as the Irondale Knights come in here to Spring Lake Park to match up in this battle for the block showdown. It is all on the line. Ted LaRue along with you here this evening, and this should be a very interesting matchup between two 1-0 teams here this evening. Spring Lake Park in week one, they defeated Two Rivers 34-14, and man, they did it the Spring Lake Park way. 258 yards on the ground at just 23. You run the ball, you stop the run, good things are probably going to happen. And they forced 3 interceptions, 3 turnovers in that game. Colin Welch had a 59-yard pick six for a touchdown. Lamari Brown doing Lamari Brown things with 2 scores. You look at Irondale on the other side. They're coming off a week 1 win over Park Center, 26-19. They're coming off a 1-8 season last year, and we mentioned the battle for the block matchup between these two. In the last 10 meetings, Spring Lake Park has taken home 9 of the last 10. Irondale's last win, you got to go back in recent history to 2023 when the Knights were able to knock off Spring Lake Park 36-27. Should be a great night here for football. This is a very experienced SLP team. James Manuel, the former Golden Gopher, there on the sidelines for Irondale, looking to pull spoiler here a little bit on these Panthers here tonight. And man, we couldn't ask for a more beautiful night for football. Those beautiful blue jerseys here for SLP this evening. Talking to head coach John Stewart before the game for SLP. Irondale's, they're going to come out. They don't really know much about the Knights here. Of course, only 1 game just in the books, but historically this has been an offense that has been very multiple. They'll line up an I formation. They'll try to spread you out as well. So a little bit of an unknown, I think, with Irondale coming into this matchup, but we know exactly what Spring Lake Park is going to be. As I said before, a lot of experience coming back on this squad here in 2025 to kick things off. Once again, Ted LaRue with you on North Metro TV for a great matchup, and of course that battle for the block. The block is on the line here tonight. You look at some of that recent history. You talk about those last 10 meetings. 3 of them were in the playoffs. You go back to 2022, 2019, and 2018. There were multiple meetings between these squads. So Spring Lake Park has dominated the series, but it's a Friday night. Anything can happen, and we are just about set for football. Kicking things off here for Spring Lake Park, you're going to see number 3, Cade Skelly, or I should say 7, Nolan Roach. Nolan Roach is also the quarterback on this team. He is a do-it-all utility player. And he's getting things kicked off, and we are underway here from Panther Stadium at Spring Lake Park, and this one is going to go all the way past the return man into the end zone. That was Eli Jones back there, and the Knights are going to start at the 20 after the touchback. Irondale taking the field here for the first time this evening. Quarterback, captain number 4, Jacob Bankston, will be under center as the Knights come out for their first offensive drive of the game. The Knights will split out 2 on the far side of your screen, 1 to the near side. Bankston takes the snap and an early give up the middle, and the Panthers plug the run lanes. That one nowhere to go as Spring Lake Park getting off to a great start defensively. Yeah, that's going to be the key. You look at the push there, 57 in blue. Isaac Olson, the senior defensive lineman, doing a great job with great leverage, pushing back to create that play there. And it's 2nd and 11 here for Spring Lake Park. Or 2nd and 11 for Irondale, excuse me. They come out in the same formation after that loss on first down. Just a run, pitch, and once again played really honestly from this Panther defense. Sawyer Thompson was in there on the tackle. Just a simple speed option concept. Who's got the quarterback? Who's got the pitch man? SLP had them all. And you couldn't ask for a better start for Spring Lake Park. A 1-yard loss in the first play, no gain on the second play of this game. And now 3rd and 11. They split out 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Back to throw, pressure coming from the backside. Steps up in the pocket. He's got a chance to run, but slides right at about the 27-yard line, and he's going to be about 3 yards shy of that first down, and it appears the Knights will bring on the punt team. You take another look at it right there, kind of spreading everything out, getting boundary to boundary that allows the quarterback to be able to scramble right up the middle. Jacob Bankston, but nothing doing. Spring Lake Park stayed home, and a 3 and out to start this game. Well, that might have been a tip there on the punt, and it just barely gets to midfield, and that's exactly where this one is going to die. Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better start. We'll take another look at this one. Yeah, it might have been tipped just a little bit, but you do see the running into the kicker there at the end. Flag flies in the backfield. So this one will likely keep Irondale's offense on the field as we wait for the call. And they're going to go personal foul. That is going to be roughing the kicker. 15-yard penalty on the Panthers. So a special teams miscue will give Irondale's offense another shot to maybe gain some momentum here on this first drive of the game. First and 10, 42-yard line here for the Knights. Bankston, he just hands that ball up the middle, but man, Spring Lake Park has done a phenomenal job at playing at the line of scrimmage. SLP maybe thinks the ball came loose there, but it's just going to be a ho-hum, just a loss of yardage. We've been seeing a lot there. You see Kate Skelly, number 3 in there. You see number 8, Chase Warner, the senior linebacker for Spring Lake Park, just flowing to the football. 2nd and 10 here for the Knights. Logan Dom, Amari Evans, split out to the near side of your screen for Irondale. Bankston rolls out, pass dropped. It was a good concept. Irondale had a chance to be able to maybe catch and run there. Oliver Haybeck, or I should say Titus Olforts, excuse me, the senior running back. Just a rollout and a throw into the flat, but just out of the hands, incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Knights. And we'll see if Spring Lake Park can get off the field on this one. Dom and Evans once again split out near side, pistol set. They're going to go speed option. Look, they pitch it out, and it went behind the running back. 34, Ethan Johnson, the junior. A miscue on that play. The Knights fall on top of it And we're going to get 4th and very long, and we'll take another look right here. It just, just not very accurate on the pitch when it came down to it, looking to kind of create some plays in the run game on 3rd and long. But once again, it's the 2nd straight 3-and-out of the game, and Spring Lake Park hasn't even got the ball yet. 4th down and 24 officially it is. Colin Welch back to return for the Panthers. In the air, fair catch called by Welch at the 40-yard line. So fair catch at the 40-yard line. That's where SLP will take over. Just north of 8 minutes left here in the first quarter, and it's their first chance to move down the field. Nolan Roach takes over at quarterback. Roach had a short touchdown plunge last week against Two Rivers. Just hands it right up the middle, and that's Spring Lake Park football right there. Triple option look. Just handed up right up the gut for 5 yards. You can get that type of run game going on every play. You see the push up front, 55. Jameer Hill-Smith, the senior offensive lineman, how about 5'11", 316 pounds. That's going to be a tough guy to move here all night. Second and 5, Lamari Brown. Roach will pitch this one out to Tyler Wilkinson. Wilkinson, the former quarterback, himself the starter at this point in the season last year, takes the pitch around the end, and he's into Irondale territory to the 41-yard line, and Spring Lake Park moving the chains, looking good here on offense. That's the beauty about the option is Spring Lake Park, of course, they've got some big boys up front on the offensive line. They've got a running back like Lamari Brown, or you'll see E.J. Monluo a little bit later in this game. But, once you everybody's flowing to the middle, you can get to the outside and you can get plays like that. Panthers 40 yards away from the goal line. Roach Monluo in motion. They just hand it off to Brown right up the middle, and Brown plunges his way up to the 37-yard line. Spring Lake Park is more than willing to play this kind of football, more than willing to burn a lot of time off the clock, more than willing to just run the football right up the gut for 3, 4, and 5 yards per play. Caden Conkler split out here to the near side. Wilkinson in motion. This time they pitch. Monluo trying to gain the end, get a block from Wilkinson. Dragged down at the 34-yard line. Really good pursuit there by Zion Trace Pratt, the 180-pound junior for Irondale. Monluo just one part of this run game. A great 1-2 tandem in the backfield for EJ and Lamari. Third and 3 for the Panthers. They bring everybody up on the line of scrimmage. Roach with the keeper, and he's going to get inside the 30 and just dive forward to the 28 as the Panthers keep on moving the sticks. It's not complicated football, but it's Spring Lake Park football as they just keep winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for the Blue Shirts. Ball at the 29. Now they split 3 guys out in the formation, including Kalen Truckenbrod, 84 here on the near side. Roach will hand up the middle to Brown. Brown just keeps the pile moving to about the 22-yard line. Now these guys up front, I mean, you got 75 Jackson Drum, 6'3", 227 senior. But he started on this offensive line for multiple years now. Conkler and Wilkinson split out here, twins to the near side, and we've got whistles. And this might be that's going to be a timeout called by Irondale. They're going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll take a look at what Spring Lake Park here has coming up after this one. As we mentioned, a 1-0, a 34-14 victory over Two Rivers to start the season. Coming up the next couple of weeks, they're got a couple of road games at Park Center, at Cambridge Isanti. That's September 12th and September 19th, before coming back here to Panther Stadium in late September and early October against the Robbinsdale schools. Robbinsdale Armstrong here at Panther Stadium, and then Robbinsdale Cooper as well, before two new opponents at the end of the season. On October 10th, they travel to Buffalo, and then Brainerd from Lakes Country up in north central Minnesota on October 15th on that early MEA Wednesday game that will be here at Panther Stadium. So that's the 6 games after that. We talked about that in the Sports Den football preview show. A lot of new faces on the schedule for Spring Lake Park. So we'll see how they adapt to that during the season. It's going to be 2nd and 3, 22-yard line here for SLP as they keep on moving. Roach will put it in the air for the first time. Got pressure from his backside. Throws, and it's deflected into double coverage. Looking for Tyler Wilkinson. It's Logan Don. We saw him at wide receiver earlier, and now he's making a play back there in the secondary for the Knights. Roach did have pressure from the backside, as you can see towards the end there, and nearly taken away. Right behind him, there was 21 Michael Miller, the 160-pound sophomore, back there for the Knights. Now 3rd and 3. Handoff right up the middle to Lamari Brown. It looks like he's going to be short by about a yard of the first down, so he's down to the 20. Look, yeah, you just see him just getting his hip. Otherwise, he might have been able to gain some momentum, maybe make a guy miss, keep these chains moving. But it's 4th down and 1. Still no score in this game. The way SLP has played defensively, the way they moved the ball, here, it certainly seems like they're dominating. But big 4th and 1 here. Wilkinson went in motion, and I think we're going to see some early movement. But it could be on Irondale. We'll take a look. And it is going to be encroachment, offsides, lining up in the neutral zone against Irondale. And we saw the special teams miscue before, and you see all kinds of players. 22, 73, 22 Liam Gustafson, 73 Hunter Moore, 270 pounds on that defensive line. They all just kind of crossed over into the neutral zone there. So it gives Spring Lake Park, first down at the 15-yard line. Roach taking his time before ducking under center. Wilkinson in motion. And kind of a long mesh point to Brown, but eventually it gets into the belly of Lamari Brown, and he just pushes forward for a couple of yards. The thing is, when you have this much success and you're pushing and you're doing what exactly Spring Lake Park is doing, you have to be able to finish. Otherwise, you burn all this time off the clock. And if you don't convert, that puts a lot of pressure maybe on other drives as this game progresses. We're almost at the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Still no score. Everybody on the line of scrimmage. And we get flags as Nolan Roach was looking for maybe a look. He was going QB power maybe to the right side, trying to keep it himself. Procedure penalty, false start on SLP. That'll move him back 5 yards. 54 there at offensive tackle, moving just a little bit early. That's Austin Holt, 6'2", 237 junior. 2nd and 12 for the Panthers. Drive started out, moving the ball really well. It's kind of slowed up here a little bit. Gonna pitch out here to the outside. This is Monluo trying to turn the corner inside the 10, and he's just driven out of bounds, ran out of real estate over there, but certainly a positive play for the Panthers. Sucking everybody to the middle. And then one thing that's important about this option when you do get it to the pitch man is great perimeter blocking. You saw the block to be able to spring Monluo where eventually he went. 3rd and 3 at the 8. It's got to be 2-down territory. They just handed up the middle. Marquil Mitchell, and he's got a 1st and goal. And you talk about Mitchell, he led, you know, everybody's going to be talking about Lamari Brown, E.J. Monluo in the backfield for SLP. Mitchell led the Panthers in rushing last week, 11 carries for 118 yards. And you see just what he can do, pushing the pile forward and getting a really nice 1st and goal situation. And they just keep the great running backs coming. Mitchell, 197-pound sophomore. So he's going to be here for 2 more seasons after this at SLP. 1st and goal, they give it to Mitchell, and he plunges his way into the end zone for the first points of the day. The Panthers strike first blood on a long and effective drive running the football. Roach will come on to kick the extra point. And it's in, and it is true. Spring Lake Park up 7-0 with under 2 minutes to go. And some more looks. You see a great push up front. 55, Jameer Hill-Smith. Not the first time that we've mentioned his name here today, and certainly just enough room to be able to plunge into the end zone for the touchdown. A long drive, a lot of running, not a lot of passing. And when Roach did put the football in the air, it was a little bit dangerous. When we know Spring Lake Park certainly excels rushing the football. But if they can continue to knock off 6 minutes off the clock, 7 minutes off the clock, 8 minutes off the clock on some of these drives, and they end up with touchdowns, it's going to be difficult for Irondale, especially the way that the Panthers are playing defensively. I mean, 2 3-and-outs really on that first drive. Obviously, the penalty helped Irondale. As we mentioned, Irondale defeated Park Center by 7 to begin this season. That's kind of avenging their loss to Park Center, 32-14 in the first round of the playoffs last season. Roach on to boot this thing towards the maroon helmets of Irondale. Ball in the air, short kickoff. This one will bounce at the 20. It's eventually picked up on the run and eventually swallowed at the 25-yard line, and that's where the Knights will start their second offensive drive of the game. Bankston comes out in his second drive. 2 receivers, twins here to the near side. Single back behind it from under center, and they just run it, bouncing that ball out to the middle. Kate Skelly grabs some jersey and drags down the ball carrier at about the 27-yard line. Gain of 3 on that first rushing attempt. Of the drive, anyway. Knights spread out the formation with 4 wide receivers. And And they're still looking to run the football, but the Panthers are all over it. Just about a 1-yard gain or so there. It's been tough to run the football on this Panther front. You see 85 there, just strafing along with the football. That's Braden Hemquist, the defensive line, 6'3", 205, and they've done a great job shedding blocks up front. It's been really tough for Irondale to engage SLP on the defensive line and keep them that way. SLP has done a great job at shedding blocks and getting into the backfield. Third and 7. Should be the last play of the first quarter. Rolling out under pressure and down he goes. First sack of the game for the Panthers. 14, Jamal Smith, the edge. The senior coming off the edge. What a way to end the first quarter. Irondale will be in a 3rd and long. When we come back, it's 7-0 Panthers on North Metro TV. Second quarter, right around the corner. Second quarter just about to commence here on a beautiful night. Spring Lake Park in the high 50s to start things off, and that's how you end a first quarter, and that's how you start on a positive note with the speed of Jamal Smith coming off the edge to get the sack. And Irondale has found themselves in a lot of these situations. It's 4th and 14 now. I said before the break I thought it was 3rd and long, but it is 4th down here for the Knights. They will punt from deep in their own territory. This is a good punt. Skelly going back. He catches this one, driving all the way back to about the 36. He's able to shake one tackler, but he's wrapped up at the 43. And the Panthers 57 yards away from getting to pay dirt. Spring Lake Park started the last drive by moving Irondale up front and investing what they've invested in for many years. And that, of course, is that power run game. Brown behind Roach. On first down, Roach will go back to throw. He's looking and flips it out into the flat. That's complete. Tyler Wilkinson right to the midfield stripe and out of bounds. Gain of 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3 right away. A little bit low for Wilkinson, but nice adjustment, making the catch. Spring Lake Park, it's a rarity when they throw the ball over 10 times in the game. They use it as a balancing act to their great run game. Roach is going to keep the ball. Greatly timed pitch out to Luo on the far side, and he gets more than enough for a first down deep into Knights territory. Gain of 15 down to the 35. Boy, that takes great poise. That takes great confidence from someone like Roach to be able to get that far into this option play, and then to be able to draw the defender, pitch it out to Monluo, and get that first down for him. They can move the football pretty quickly down with the run game. They've got some big chunk plays here. They're going to go toss out to Wilkinson. Wilkinson gets good perimeter blocking from the outside. He's across the 20. He's inside the 10 to the 5, and he's finally dragged out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. They can do it with so many different guys. That's what makes the Spring Lake Park offense so fun to watch. They can do it with Monluo. They can do it with Lamari Brown. They can do it with Mitchell. And there you see Tyler Wilkinson getting it done with a short out route on the play before, and now he's getting it done on the run game. 1st and goal from the 3. Roach hands it off to Brown, but great penetration by this Knights defense. And they knock him back. Second and goal from the 4. Knocked back a yard. 2nd and goal from the 4. Everybody on the line of scrimmage. Handed off up the middle to Brown. Fights his way, churns the legs. It looks like he's going to be just shy of crossing the plane of that goal line, and it's going to be 3rd and goal here for the Panthers. It looked like Brown, there was a hole there, but really nice job moving inside the gap by junior Caden Hansen at linebacker there for Irondale. 3rd and goal from the 1, and you know that they're going to punch this one in 2 plays, and they're going to punch it in 1 play, it appears. Roach right up the middle, no signal yet. Spring Lake Park wants the touchdown. Certainly appeared that he got in. Let's see if we can see it. This is the best angle. It certainly seemed like he crossed the plane according to that shot right there. John Stewart very animated on the sideline. But it is going to be 4th down. All right, 4th and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Roach under center. Panthers trying to take a 2-score lead early in the 2nd, and we've got flags. Oh boy, if this is on the Panthers, you might get, we'll see what type of decision they make. John Stewart and the official having a conversation. We'll just put it that way on the near sideline. And it is, yeah, it was on Spring Lake Park. Did not see the signal from the main official, but it is going to be 4th and goal from the 5. Boy, an interesting turn of events here early in the 2nd quarter. Remember, Roach was the kickoff specialist as well, and they're going to, we got a field goal here coming on. It is going to be Roach. Will line up to kick this one. So keep it. If this is a close game later on, this is a sequence. Well, they're going to fake it. And now Wilkinson will pitch it out to Roach inside the 5. No, he's going to throw it. And it's incomplete. Roach was looking for 85, Braden Hemquist in the back of the end zone. And Spring Lake Park comes away with nothing. You had in the back of your head, considering how well that their defense was playing, that this is a possibility, and the pass just thrown behind Hemquist in the back of the end zone. He was open in the back of the end zone, and you got to imagine that was a read for Roach. If there was a lane to run and he was going to go, but if not, there was going to be someone open in the back of the end zone, just threw it behind him. Irondale will take a timeout, but here's the thing as to why that's okay. I mean, this defense has been lights out here today for SLP. Irondale has not been able to do much moving the football offensively. So if you put them that much behind them, so this is the play that I think John Stewart and a lot of folks thought that was a touchdown. I mean, they were a half a yard. I believe they were inside the 1-yard line at this play. And it appeared that the player that Roach was on top of obviously we don't have a down the line goal line cam, but it appeared that the player that Roach was on top of was also in the end zone. So it certainly looked like he was across the line there to get in, but they called him short. An SLP procedural penalty moves him back, and that's a big stop for Irondale. You get down 14-0 to a team like Spring Lake Park that's moving the ball and that as successful as they are right now. That's a tough spot to be in, but it's also a tough spot to be in when you're at your own 5-yard line. You got 95 yards to go, and the Panthers have been pitching a shutout and playing great defensive football the way they have here today. No tight end in this play. The keeper off the right side. Not much doing. And that's number 7 in the game, Weso Cooper, the sophomore quarterback. And he's going to sub out for some run-specific packages. And he's going to stay on the field now. Second and 9. Cooper hands it off up the middle, and nothing doing. The trenches have belonged to the Panthers here this evening. Ain't no doubt about that. Great job there. Isaac Olson, 270 pounds in the middle. We also saw Jake Dunbar at linebacker, got the first contact on that one. And it's 3rd and 9 for the Knights. They need to find a way to get a spark of offense. Just hands it off here at the right side and going off tackle to about the 10. And that just appeared to be, hey, let's make some room for our punter, so we're not in a precarious situation that deep into the end zone. And let's try to flip it back the other way. Midway through the second quarter here on North Metro TV. Don't let the score fool you. This has been a dominant effort from Spring Lake Park, despite this game only being a one-possession contest. Punt is away. Line drive kick. It's going to be fielded on the line drive by Welch. And Colin Welch works his way up to the Knights' 35-yard line. Panthers have had success on offense here today, and they've got fantastic field position to start this, their 3rd offensive drive of the evening. Conkler splits out to the far side. Roach hands it off right up the middle. Great push, Lamari Brown. Another carry. He gets inside the 30 to the 29, gain of 6 on first down. And that's the key for Spring Lake Park's offense. When they can bust off at least 3 yards, but especially if they can get 4 yards and 5 yards, now the playbook opens. You know, the key to defending an option attack, a power attack like Spring Lake Park, is you got to play well defensively on first down. Try to get them into those 3rd and 8s. Try to get them into those 3rd and 9s where they got to get out of their comfort zone and throw the football. And here they are going to throw the football on the fake toss. Roach is just going to keep the ball. Great open field tackle over there by the Knights. Number 6, Elliot Gustafson, the senior linebacker, grabbing him around the calves and bringing him down. The Roach is a shifty quarterback right there. You see Brown right in front of him. Kind of surprised he didn't just shovel it to him to be able to get the first down. He kept it. And now you got a 3rd and 5. just outside of the 30-yard line. Remember, this drive started at the 35. Panthers started with great field position. Roach, he's going to roll out to his right. Roach fires, and it is underthrown by a little bit, but coming back to the ball, sliding, making the grab. That's Truckenbrod, the big 6'4" target there on the outside, and the Panthers have got a fresh set of downs. Roach kind of firing this one, but great job going down to the ground. You see him getting his arms underneath the football and then bringing it to his chest. Great work by our camera crew to catch that ball, and what a great catch it was by Truckenbrod. First down at the 16-yard line, just north of 4 minutes to go until the break on a beautiful evening in Spring Lake Park. Roach sends Monluo in motion. They'll give it up the middle to Brown, and Brown falls his way inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. If I'm John Stewart, if I'm this Panther attack, I'm taking all the time in the world right here to be able to wind this thing down, see if I can take a 2-score lead, maybe get this thing under 2 minutes, but you know, they'll keep running towards the end zone no matter how much time is on the clock, no matter what down it is. 2nd and 3 from the 9 for the Panthers. Wilkinson in motion, and they toss it out to him, looking to turn the corner inside the 5. They're not going to wait. They're getting into the end zone right about now, and a 2-score lead for the Panthers. Tyler Wilkinson has really been a do-it-all weapon here. You've gotten him involved in the pass game. You've gotten him involved in the run game. He's that guy that when you want to toss it to the outside, you want to pitch it to the outside, he's that guy that they look to be able to get it done. And the extra point is through, and it's a 14-0 lead for the Panthers with just a single tick under 3.5 minutes to go. Boy, Roach really had some mustard on that one as he got out. Wilkinson is, like we said before, he's that utility weapon. He's kind of that do-it-all guy as well, and great blocking enough. And then once you get to the perimeter, it's just about, especially in this situation where you're inside the 10-yard line, it's just about who's going to win the race to the goal line, and 11 wins the race and gets in to give the Panthers a 14-0 lead. They are decked out in all kinds of jerseys here tonight. I see Timberwolves, I see Donovan Mitchell, I see Kirill Kaprizov, I see Justin Jefferson, I see Thomas Vanek, that's a throwback. I see Vikings Brett Favre, I see, what is that, Michael Granlund from the Wild, Anthony Edwards, of course, J.J. McCarthy, getting set to make his Vikings debut here pretty soon, so they're all decked out in all kinds of jerseys at Spring Lake Park, and the ones on the field in the blue jerseys are having a good time as we've got a whistle on the return. Flags near where Spring Lake Park kicked this one off. Offsides on Spring Lake Park. You got to stay behind the line of where the ball is kicked, before the ball is kicked. Let's take another look. This will give us a good look at it. And you see right there, I think it's that number 1. I think that's 1 Sawyer Thompson. Jumped the gun a little bit. And now everybody's onside. This time, don't want to do it 2 in a row. From the 15. Knights on the return, and Thompson went offside, and then he comes down to the next one and makes the tackle. So, you know, he maybe did good when all was said and done. This is it's early in the game. You don't want to label a drive a must-get or a huge drive at this point in the game. But the way Spring Lake Park is moving the football in offense, the way that their offensive line has leverage consistently, and they're getting those 4 yards, they're getting those 5 yards a pop right now. This seems like a big drive. You can't let this game get out of hand. You need some confidence on offense. Irondale hasn't had a lot of forward momentum on offense here today. Bankston back in at quarterback. We see flags before Bankston even had a chance to duck under center. Looks like it's a legal substitution on that part of the night, so that'll move them back 5 yards. So was just saying, this is a team that needs some confidence. This is a team that needs some momentum. Well, the momentum is going in the wrong way right now. So 1st and 15. We'll be coming up here from the 28-yard line. Fake, under pressure, steps up. He's got room to run if he can get to the outside. Panthers stay home, and Bankston gets about 2 or 3 on the scramble. That's another thing that's been tough for Irondale today, is SLP has done a phenomenal job at getting after the quarterback and playing along the scrimmage. But you see all those bodies in the backfield there. And then eventually it was Sawyer Thompson making the tackle. Second and 11. About a minute has already ticked down here on this drive. Bankston to throw, and he's going deep. He's got a man, and he just overthrown by a couple of yards. You can see the reaction from Austin Tilden, the sophomore wide receiver, putting his head and his chin in the air, saying, we had him, but it's incomplete on the deep shot. For the public address, there was a holding call on Irondale. So even if Tilden comes down with that ball, they're going to go back regardless. So it's 3rd and 11 now, 32-yard line. To Spring Lake in a very obvious passing situation. 4 receivers out into the formation. Bankston back to throw, under pressure. He's able to escape, pumps once, and he just ducks out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. In these passing situations, SLP has found themselves living in the backfield, and Bankston just does not have time to be able to read this defense, to be able to find the open receiver down the field. So with 2:21 to go, remember, he did duck out of bounds. So clock is stopped. Irondale has all 3 timeouts remaining. Depending on where this punt lands, I'd say regardless of where this punt lands, Spring Lake Park's got a chance to add certainly to that lead. Punt is away. Good kick, and it's fielded on the run by Skelly, trying to make a couple of guys miss. He does it right around the sideline to the 30, up to the 40. That's Colin Welch, excuse me. So Spring Lake Park doing a great job in the return game, and now they're 60 yards away from making this a 3-score contest. Breaking a couple of high shoulder tackles, getting a nice block to be able to spring a pretty good return there for Welch. So 2 minutes and change to go. Officials gathering. Not sure if there was a penalty flag on the field, but that is the area where Welch did go out of bounds. And it's going to be a personal foul on Spring Lake Park. So that's going to make things a lot more difficult for the Panthers. That should move them back. It'll move them back inside the 20. It's going to move them back to the 17-yard line. So are we going to see the Panthers open it up? We're about to find out. Roach comes out of a short pistol set out of the gun. Going to go screen pass. Not much doing, up to about the 20. Gets a couple of yards on first down. Dumped it off to Lamari Brown. They had a play like that last week where they dumped it to him on a screen, check down type of short pass, and then he was able to make everybody miss on his way to the end zone for an 89-yard touchdown. That is not the case this time. 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Got a man out of the backfield. Oh, a step away from maybe picking that ball off was Zion Trace Pratt, and taking it back into the end zone. Another look at this one. Oh, he did get his hand on it to be able to redirect the football from getting to the hands of E.J. Monluo. And a step and a half away from maybe getting both hands onto the football and maybe cutting the lead in half here. 3rd and 7. If the Irondale can get off the field, they could get some good field position. And we get flags flying. This will likely be on the Panthers. And it is going to be a false start on Spring Lake Park. So here's the scoop, so to speak. Irondale's got 1 timeout left, and there's 1:35 on the clock. You got to think SLP in a 3rd and 12 situation that you're going to run the football, maybe make them take that timeout.
With a dive.
Monluo in motion, and another flag. There's going to be another false start against Spring Lake Park. So they just keep on moving backwards. Maybe not the strongest finish here to the first half in what has been a really good first half. A dominant defense, powerful run game. The score does not reflect, I think, just how this thing has gone. There you see 54 for SLP. That's Holt. Called his name a couple of times here today. 3rd and 17. I would just anticipate a run up the middle here. Roach will keep the ball. Cuts it to the inside. Made one man miss, but then runs into the Knights of the Round Table, so to speak, and they all bring down Roach to get the 4th down. This will be the final timeout called by Irondale. So they have no timeouts remaining with just under 1.5 minutes here to go. You get Nolan Roach in space, and he can be very dangerous, but great job swarming to the football. Ethan Johnson among others for the Knights. So Irondale, they have not had much success at all offensively. This is going to be a tough ask, I think, regardless, for them to get down the field. But if they can find a way, get this ball with really good field position, get into the end zone, you go into the half with a 14-7 game. Considering the way that this first half has gone, you love that. You'll take that any day of the week right now if you're the Irondale Knights. See if the Knights come after this punt. Punt is away. Fair catch called for at the 46-yard line by Max Shaver. Can Jacob Bankston engineer a drive to give the Knights some late first half momentum? 54 yards away from doing just that. Three receivers bunched to the short side of the field, top of your screen. Bankston pumps once and he's under pressure. He's able to get away from the pass rush and he slides down in Spring Lake Park territory at the 46. Remember, no timeouts for the Knights, so they're going to have to hurry up. They're going to have to go fast. 60 seconds remaining. Gained 9 yards on the scramble on that first play. Second and 1. Out of the gun, he's got time to throw, and he fires it. One hops it at the ankles of Dom. Incomplete, and now 30 short coming up for the Knights. Intrigued to see what the play call would be here. No timeout, so you want to get the first down. You want to get the first set of downs. Running the ball, if you had timeouts, might be the way to go. But they're going to throw it. Nice quick short pass inside the 35. And that's J.O. Pena, the senior tight end, keeps the chains moving. And the short pass game might be the way to go to try to neutralize this Panther pass rush. First down, about 35 seconds to go. I think this is going to be a Spring Lake Park timeout. And they're just going to respot the football here. But this is kind of just finding the soft spot in the zone. Panthers just trying to keep everything in front of them right now, not try to allow that deep ball. So a lot of stuff really opens up underneath and in the middle of the field, which is what you saw there. Second and 10, 32-yard line. Spread everybody out. 5 receivers in the formation for the first time tonight. Back to throw, under pressure, he steps up, and there's the second sack of the game for Smith. And with no timeouts, that's gonna make things really difficult. 20 seconds and counting to go, and they spike the ball, and it'll be 4th down and long coming up for Irondale. It's been the story when the Knights go back to throw. They don't have a lot of time for deep routes to be able to develop in the middle of the field, and then, of course, in the deep third. "18 seconds until the half." We'll have some halftime highlights for you before we get the second half started. Everybody out. 5 wides yet again. Back to throw. Smith bringing pressure, forcing Bankston, out of the pocket. Throws it incomplete, and a turnover on downs, and the Panthers will get the ball back with just 14 ticks remaining in the first half. Roach will just take a knee. Panthers get a touchdown in the first quarter. They get another touchdown from Tyler Wilkinson in the second quarter. They've dominated the offensive line. They've dominated the defensive line. They've made life difficult for Irondale to be able to move the football. A very successful first half. 14-0 Panthers on the board. We'll be back for some highlights in the second half right around the corner on North Metro TV.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
Welcome back to Spring Lake Park. The Panthers started off this game in the first quarter with a touchdown plunge right up the middle, 28. Marqueel Mitchell, he went ahead 7-0. And then in the second quarter, it looked like Nolan Roach got across the goal line here, but fourth down here, they move him back 5 yards after a penalty. Nolan Roach throws incomplete, looking for Hemquist, so they turn it over on downs, but later on in the second half from 9 yards out, pitch it out Tyler Wilkinson. He gets into the end zone. Panthers take a 14-0 lead, and they have been dominant on both lines of scrimmage here today defensively, pitching that shutout so far, and a 14-0 lead for the Panthers. Ted LeBrew along with you here from Panthers Stadium on North Metro TV, streaming live on our website as well as YouTube. However you may be joining us, thank you for doing exactly that, and don't let the score maybe fool you in this one being a semi-close matchup. This game has been dominated at both lines of scrimmage by Spring Lake Park. They've had long drives that eat a ton of time off the clock, of course, getting in on a couple of them. And there on the highlights, you saw what happened going for it on fourth down on a fake field goal after a penalty drove them back. The Knights will kick this one off to start the second half, excuse me. So Spring Lake Park has a fantastic opportunity to start to really take command of this game and really start to separate. Dom will line up to boot this one away. Colin Welch back to return for the Panthers. Second half of football, boot meets ball. Let's play ball. Welch will take this one from the 11, working towards the middle of the field. Welch can't break a tackle. He's out to about the 30-yard line. If Irondale wants to start this second half strong, and really if they want to have a chance to claw back into this game, I feel like getting a 3-and-out to start would be certainly a positive step in that direction. That's been a tall task here today. Monluo goes in motion, and they hand it off right up the middle. Lamari Brown, one cut, and he's out into the open field across the 40, to the 30, to the 20. Yeah, goodbye. Touchdown, Spring Lake Park. 70 yards. Mr. Brown puts the Panthers up by 3 scores. Yeah, that's not a 3-and-out. Instead, it's a 3-score lead for Spring Lake Park. The explosiveness in the run game from Lamari Brown. He can strike at a moment's notice, and that's exactly what happens just 17 seconds into this first half. The extra point is through, and it's 21-0 in favor of the Panthers. Another look at that one. Look at just that one quick cut ability, getting by Logan Dom, and then it's his speed. Takes care of the rest. Into the end zone for the touchdown. Play it in full speed, and it looks really, really fast. Lamari Brown had 2 touchdowns last week, a short 1-yard touchdown run, and he also had an explosive play like that as well.
Let's go 12,
He took it 89 yards on a short pass play last week. This week, it's 70 yards to the house for Brown. Late flag comes in here in the kickoff return. Out at about the 15-yard line. And it's going to be a face mask on the Panthers, so that'll move the Knights up 15 yards of where they're going to start this first drive of the third quarter. There you see the face mask. Marcus Snyder kind of stretched his arm out a little bit too far. Quarterback Wessel Cooper back in the game. Just a run up the middle. Quarterback keeper, not for much. Just a single yard up the middle. Second and 9 here for Irondale. Put the ball into the air, throws into double and triple coverage. Marcus Snyder was there to impact the play. Looking towards the middle of the field, Ethan Johnson was the intended target. There you see Snyder kind of coming in at the last minute. Welch also back there in coverage for the Panthers. Third and 9. This has been a situation where you see that guy, 14, Jamal Smith. The edge has been able to get free. Not this time. Pass low from Bankston. Looking for Dom, and it's going to be fourth down for Irondale. They've just had a tough time getting any sort of rhythm in their offense. Consecutive first downs on some of these drives. And when you can't do that, and Spring Lake Park is playing the way they're playing it on the line of scrimmage. Of course, Jamal Smith with a couple of sacks here today. It makes certainly life difficult to get back into the game against a team like Spring Lake Park. Team on the field. This is a good kick. Welsh going back. One bounce. He's going to let it go. And it goes, trickles all the way back inside the 20, maybe towards the 19-yard line. Didn't take long for the Panthers to get on the board on their first drive of the second half. Brown, Lamar of the Lamari variety, taking it 70 yards to the house on a single play. It's about a minute and a half gone by here in this first quarter. Welch will keep it. Now he pitches it out to Wilkinson. Wilkinson might make the first guy miss an ankle tackle in the open field. It's play by Maxwell Shaver. Second and 12 after a 2-yard loss. Looking to get something going around the corner from Wilkinson. That's been a pretty successful concept here today, but not this time. Roach has got wide receivers to the top and the bottom of your screen. Brown in motion, and they're going to toss it off to Brown. Brown gets a couple of blocks, make one man miss out to the 25. There were some perimeter blocks that they were looking to spring a little bit more, but couldn't quite do it. And third down coming up for Spring Lake Park. You see some of those blocks. You see 75 there trying to, 75, excuse me, Jackson Drum trying to drive back Liam Gustafson of Irondale there as Lamari will take some, get on the sideline here. Easy for me to say. 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Coach will pitch it out to Wilkinson. Wilkinson looking for a block. He gets a couple inside the 35-40. Flag flies. He rumbles all the way to the Knights' 48-yard line, but this one likely coming back. And you can see the Panthers already marching back in front of the head official here today, so they know what's about to happen here. And it's officially going to be a block in the back against Spring Lake Park. See if we can find it here. Looks like 6 there. Just got him on the shoulder. In the back 8, it could have been 84 as well. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Panthers after the penalty. Drives them back to the 25-yard line. Wilkinson will get the toss. Far side. He's got some green grass out there. Gets a block across the 40. Out of bounds at the 45. And Wilkinson's toss on the near side that called back due to a penalty. Looks like he gets it going on the far side to be able to get the big chunky yardage. But look at that. We got some laundry on the field. Tyler, just he can't quite catch a break here today. It's going to be holding against the Panthers. So 2 big runs by Tyler Wilkinson that would have put Spring Lake Park into plus territory have both been called back. One a block in the back and one a holding penalty. You can see it right there. You see the jersey, hands on the outside, just crossing in front of your screen moments ago. 3rd and 12. Been a good amount of penalties on the Panthers here today. Pitches out. We're going to get a double pass. Wilkinson, the former quarterback, throws it up. He's got Truckenbrod across the 45. Everybody wait. No flags on the field. So you got 2 big run plays from Wilkinson. Both get called back, and this time, we got to let 11 kind of relive his glory days as a former quarterback here and let him wind up and chuck it down the field. Pretty good ball there. Out to Truckenbrod, the big target there on the outside, and Panthers get out to the 45-yard line. Queel Mitchell, the deep back for Spring Lake Park. Monluo in motion. Roach on the fake. He'll keep, and he twists his way out to the 49. Gain of 3. Gain of 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Panthers. Right up the gut, dragging defenders into Knights territory. It's Mitchell on the carry up the gut. Brown checks into the game. 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 specifically here. Midway through the 3rd quarter on a beautiful night for football in Spring Lake Park. Weather has been cooling down a little bit sometimes. In early September, it can be pretty warm. Still some remnants of summer, but not tonight. You've got that October feel in the air. Mitchell will get it straight up the gut. Powers his way for a fresh set of Panther downs. Move the sticks to the 37 of Irondale. Conkler and Truckenbrod split out to either side. Roach with fake, and Nolan Roach, he keeps the ball, looking to spring it to the outside, but just not soon enough. But it's enough to move the sticks. And when Roach gets out and he's making that decision in open space, he can certainly be electric. One move on a guy, and he can make it happen. There's the fake to Mitchell. Boom, there's that inside cut. But caught from behind before he could really turn on the wheels and turn on the acceleration. First and 10 Panthers on the move at the 30. Roach back to throw. He's going to look to chuck it up, and he's got a man turning, making the grab. Great adjustment in the air, and it's a touchdown to Caden Conkler. And the Panthers continue to pour it on here in front of the home crowd. The thing about these Panther wide receivers, you see Conkler there at 6'2". He's just got such a big size advantage. You throw it up to him, he's going to make the play. You see Truckenbrod, 84, right next to him. He's at 6'4". They've got great size out on the perimeter. And against these smaller defensive backs, you throw it up to him, he's going to go up there and make a play. Roach puts it right down Broadway. And it's a 28-0 lead for Spring Lake Park. Getting it done through the air. We see Nolan Roach, and this is just really good ball placement, placing it beyond the defensive back. Give your big-bodied wide receiver a chance to be able to make the adjustment in the air. Beautifully thrown ball, good body control, able to kind of keep his momentum from going out of bounds, staying in bounds. Everybody's happy in the red and blue and in Panther land here tonight. There you see the two on the connection there, Roach, Conkler celebrating on the sidelines. We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Spring Lake Park has been dominant in this rivalry, winning 9 of the last 10. Irondale won back in 2023. They got flags down on the return from Shaver. But overall, it's been a pretty dominant decade for Spring Lake Park. Another late flag thrown here. We got an injured Knight. Aaron Saralampi, the senior linebacker. Check the penalty. Assumption is that this one will come back, but we'll confirm to make sure. So holding on the Knights, and that'll bring them back 10 yards for the start of this drive. It is fun to watch this Spring Lake Park offense go to work. It is fun to watch them operate when they're playing at their best. this is a really tough team to be able to beat in Class 5A. Flag in, though it ended up being the injury there. Saralampi is sitting up now, and the trainers have hoisted him to his feet. And he's going to be helped off the field. Coach James Manuel, former Minnesota Golden Gopher, and coaching this Irondale team for a handful of seasons. They're going to start this drive at the 20, far hash mark as you look at it on your screen. Just run it right up the middle, and a host of blue shirts pushing the white shirts back, nothing doing. It's been tough to run the football today for the Knights. Look at that big body, 77, and others pushing him around. I mean, that's Brody Dimlow. We talked to him for our season preview, and he is big, 6'4", 290 pounds. You see guys like that at the FCS level up front on defensive lines. So he's certainly got that size that is needed for the next level. Bankston will roll out, able to get something going in the flat, short pass game complete. That's Pena getting some forward momentum. See if they can convert a third down and short coming up. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Knights. Third and 2. They move it back a little bit now from the 28. Knights come out in the eye, just run the ball up the middle, and once again, the Panthers' size is just too much, driving the Knights back. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it's happened a lot here tonight. Caden Hansen, the junior ball carrier there for Irondale. It'll be 4th down, and I believe they'll send on the punting unit. Fourth and 3, Welch back to return. He's standing at his own 45, kicked well over his head. This is a good punt inside the 20. Thought about taking that one, but instead it's down to around the 22-yard line, which is where this Panther drive will start, just north of 2 minutes left here in the 3rd frame. We've got a final score from the Centennial Osseo contest tonight. The Cougars dominant, taking care of business with a 49-14 win over the Orioles tonight. Roach will hand off up the middle. Lamari Brown breaks the first tackle, and he's able to bounce it to the outside, cross the 35, right at the sideline. He wanted to cut it back into the open field, but he's dragged down after an explosive first down run. Brown, they're trying to ankle tackle him at the line of scrimmage, but he's just too, you can see he wants to put his foot in the ground and try to create the big play. And you see Coach Stewart talking to him after that one. Lamari's a guy who, when he touches the football, he wants to take it to the house every single time. Roach, quick pass out to Wilkinson. No whistle blows. It's picked up by Michael Miller. It appeared that that ball was deflected. That's what John Stewart is saying. He's saying the ball was tipped, and then it went behind the line of scrimmage. We'll have to take another look here. There's Roach. That ball was clearly tipped, and then it went backwards. Elliot Gustafson got a hand on that ball and batted it backwards. But the call will be upheld on the field, and the Knights will take over at the 29, I believe. Yes, that is accurate. So, first turnover of the game, fumble officially is how it's going to go down, and the Knights have a chance with a short field to maybe get that goose egg off the board from the 29. Bankston back to throw, pressure from the backside, and down he goes. Chase Warner for Spring Lake Park. Just a missed assignment coming from the backside, and untouched. Warner, you'll see him come out of the bottom of your screen on a play fake. Nobody got him, and he took advantage for his first sack of the game. That moves things all the way back to the 37-yard line, loss of 8. Just run the ball, trying to stretch it out here. Great open field tackle. Sawyer Thompson bringing him down. Well, they go from having the ball at the 29 after the turnover, and now they go backwards on a couple of consecutive plays. 3rd and 18, and it appears that they're going to just let this third quarter clock find triple zeros. Folks, it's all Panthers in this one. They put up 2 more touchdowns in the second quarter with a 70-yard Lamari Brown touchdown run. And then Roach finding Conkler. A shutout is in the works, a 4-score lead for Spring Lake Park. And the fourth quarter is right around the bend here on North Metro TV.
Lino Lakes is the gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Conveniently located on I-35W, this growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lino Lakes is a safe, fun, and affordable community that values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lino Lakes.
Good times never felt so good, not only in the song that they're belting out here today, but also on the field. 28-0 Panthers here as we begin the fourth quarter of play from Panther Stadium. Ted LaRue along with you. Knights under pressure. Jamal Smith getting in there, forcing the ball away. Incomplete. Bankston looking to go deep down the middle of the field. Fourth and long coming up for the Knights. Stay tuned following the conclusion of this game. Going to try to hustle down to the field, grab some interviews from a couple of the Panthers. Knights will kick this one away. Low snap. Gets it off. This one's going to be fielded on the run by Welch, and he's not able to break that first tackle. Wrapped up at about the 12. Well, you got a 4-touchdown lead. It's been dominant really since the very beginning. Since the first drive of the game, you had a long drive, 2-yard touchdown plunge by Marqueel Mitchell. The belief starting to set in from the Spring Lake Park faithful here this evening. Roach still out there. You've got Jonathan Smith in the backfield, and Smith just plunges it up the middle. So it appears we're going to see some depth now in the backfield. Still have Truck and Broad split out here to the near side. Smith, the deep back. Adam Stewart, the senior, in there as the pitchman. We're going to give it straight up the middle to Smith. Jonathan Smith into the open field, and he's got a first down, just running the ball right up the gut. All the way down to the 45-yard line. And look at that double team. Look at that push. Jameer Hill-Smith and Jackson Drum just winning that battle, firing off quickly off the line of scrimmage, creating the hole for Jonathan Smith to be able to run through. Smith, the senior, 5'10", 180 pounds. And they're going to toss this one out. This is Jackson Rice. And we're going to get to the edge. Nice play stringing this one out. Gustafson made the tackle. Second and 10 coming up after no gain. Braden Hemquist and Conkler in the formation, split out to either side. Rice, Smith, and Stewart, the backs here, as they'll hand this one up the middle. Just a big stalemate there, just across the line of scrimmage. Smith. A lot of this time is going to run off here. Third and 7 coming up for the Panthers. Regardless, I mean, we're just about at the 9-minute mark. I would anticipate that this would be the final drive for quarterback Nolan Roach here today. Roach sends a man in motion. He's going to pitch it out to Stewart. Stewart finds a seam, but not enough to get across the first down marker, which was the Irondale 45-yard line. So you're going to have 4th and short coming up here for the blue and white. Tyler Wilkinson will jog onto the field. Stewart will check up. Got past the first level, but Hansen decked him down. Ball spotted at the Irondale 48. 4th and 3, they got to get to the 45. Wilkinson in motion, and we get flags. And it's going to be false start against the Panthers, so this will likely bring on the punt team. See just a little bit of lean there, and then the step from Jackson Rice. And indeed, it's going to be a personnel change for SLP. Just a completely dominant performance tonight, and it's not just, of course we're going to highlight, what these great backs have done, but it really a lot of credit to be deserved of what the big boys up front on the offensive line were able to do all game long. We get a timeout here called for Spring Lake Park, and not only just the offensive line, but man, that defensive line, I think that was like, to me, maybe that is the MVP of this game, because what they've been able to do, the interior run game just has been not there. It hasn't been there for Irondale all game long. And then you got to get them into these 3rd and 10s, these 3rd and 11s, 3rd and 12s, these 3rd and longs, and that's when you turn guys loose like the Jamal Smith, who's got a couple of sacks in this game, and it just all goes, it all blends together very well. It's what we like to call complementary football. They play a style that if you don't match up with them size-wise, if you can't win that battle at the line of scrimmage, it's going to be extremely difficult to be able to beat this Panther squad. Panther punt team on the field. Haven't seen much of them tonight. Gets it away. A high end-over-end kick. Really close to hitting Jackson Drum down there, but it's down to around the 15. Under 8 minutes left in the fourth. And there's a discussion on the sideline saying, hey, we got to keep that goose egg on the board. Got to keep that shutout intact. But Irondale wants to finish on a positive note as well. Going to stretch this one off the right side. Cade Skelly, among others, in there on the tackle for SLP. You see Skelly, you see 14 Jamal Smith, who's had a really good game. You see 43 Mao Mang Moa, the junior linebacker. They just swarm to the ball. Seven minutes remaining. There's the fake, and Cooper, the keep around the end. We've seen him at points throughout this game. He scoots forward for about 3 or 4 out to the 20. Reminder, after the game, we're going to hustle down to the field, try to get some interviews for you. Talk to some of the stand-up performers from Spring Lake Park in this game, and we've got some to choose from. Tyler Wilkinson had a good game. Lamari Brown had a 70-yard touchdown. Marquil Mitchell got this thing started. Nolan Roach to Caden Conkler. There's a lot of diversity in the scoring for the Panthers here today. And we get whistles. And a timeout called by Irondale. But that's the thing with this Panther squad, is they're very deep, obviously, in the backfield. He obviously starts with Lamari Brown, who's been on varsity ever since he was a freshman. He walked onto campus and he saw playing time immediately, and he's been making those electric plays for years in a Spring Lake Park uniform. And now you see Marquil Mitchell getting a little bit of a bigger role as a part of this, what was maybe to begin the season looked like a two-headed monster with Brown and E.J. Monluo. But now you add in Mitchell into the mix. We saw towards the end of the game, when this game got a little bit more out of hand, we saw what Jonathan Smith, the fourth running back, could really do when he's plunging things up the middle, but it really starts up front. You can talk about running backs until you're blue and white in the face, but I mean, you look at guys like Jameer Hill-Smith, 5'11", 316. You look at Jackson Drum at 6'3", 227 pounds. I mean, these guys are just moving up front, and they're creating these holes for the Panthers to be able to run through. They make these backs look good. There's no doubt about that. Cooper will hand things off up the middle, fighting for a few yards. The belly right up the gut. Richard Boosby, the sophomore, on the carry. Fourth and 2 for the Knights. And Irondale will punt this one away. 6 minutes and change remaining left. Fourth and a deuce. And this kick is blocked. And now it's special teams getting in on the act for the Panthers. Recovered by Logan Selman. Offense, defense, special teams, winning in all three phases. That is the mark of a great team. We'll see it again. Chase Warner, he's had a really good game on defense, and now he's getting it done on special teams. He's the one that got both of his paws on that ball and creates a very, very short field for this offense. Ball at the 8-yard line. New quarterback on the field, and it is Tyler Wilkinson. Wilkinson, and this ball up the middle inside the 5, falling forward. That is Lamari Brown on the carry. Brown already has that 70-yard touchdown on the day. If all goes well, he's one of the guys we'll be talking to once we get out there on the field, once this game concludes. Second and goal from the 3. Wilkinson. Hand this one off, up the middle, plunging into the end zone. Touchdown number 2. What can Brown do for you? How about a couple of scores? And it's 34-rip in favor of the Panthers. Boy, man, he has been fun to watch all these years, and you come to appreciate it a little bit more in his final year with the Panthers. And this Panther team may be more loaded than they've ever been. Extra point good, 35-0. Celebration on the sideline for Mr. Brown, his second touchdown of the day. And here's how it looked for the end zone angle, just fighting off defenders, dragging them into the end zone from a couple of yards out for his second touchdown of the day. So scoring recap today, Brown just got his second touchdown, but it all started back in the first quarter. A long drive, 2-yard touchdown for Marqueel Mitchell. He had a touchdown last week as well. And then you get into the second quarter, 9-yard touchdown on the sweep from Tyler Atkinson. You get to the third quarter right off the bat. Before anybody can get settled in and take a bite of their popcorn, Lamare Brown says, hey, get your popcorn ready, have it ready, stay ready. 70 yards to the house. Also in the third quarter, Nolan Roach finds Caden Conkler on a nice fade ball, 28-0, and then what we just saw off the block punt, Brown plunged it in from a couple of yards out. A 35-0 lead here for Spring Lake Park. And what has been a dominant performance, Jonathan Smith getting it done on special teams as well. We've seen him on offense the last drive, now with 5 minutes to go in this game. Last year, I mean, these have been two just impressive performances the last couple of years for Spring Lake Park over Irondale. Last year, the Panthers got it done 35-7. This, now it's 35-0. Toss outside. A swarm of blue shirts, led by Travis Hoiby, the senior linebacker. No gain, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Knights. No gain on that last play. Just north of 4 minutes and flag flies. It's going to be delay of game against Irondale. Took a little bit too long. That'll drive them back 5. Next week, Spring Lake Park going on the road to Park Center. Irondale in week 1 defeated that same Park Center squad 26-19. So will we see more of the same next week for this Panther squad? Because they started off with a bang. 34-14 win in week 1 over Two Rivers. We're putting points on the board. Cooper, quarterback keep around the end, and he got hit hard. Big shoulder driving him into the sidelines. Ooh, there you hear the crunch with a sandwich there. Tanner Milarczyk, the sophomore linebacker, making the hit. 3rd and 10. Cooper out of the spread. Yes. Handed off up the middle. Spins off of a tackle. Boosby on the carry up the gut. It's been a rare occurrence when there's been a missed tackle from the Panthers today. But not enough, as it's 4th and 8 coming up for the Knights. Punt team on here for Irondale. Nice kick. This one returned from the 40. This is going to be Keedran Burka. And Burka doesn't get much. He's just driven down at the aforementioned 40-yard line. Well, under 2 minutes to go. Clock is going to keep on running. This one has been all Panthers. It has been a rare occurrence when Irondale made it across the 50 today. Just dominant in all three phases. Of course, the punt block, the end of the game, setting up that final touchdown for Lamari Brown. New quarterback in the game. It's Josh Fanimal, 92, in for Spring Lake Park. I remember a couple of years ago when Tyler Atkinson, I believe, was wearing a 90 number when he was at quarterback. John Stewart football, Spring Lake Park football, it all starts at the line of scrimmage. And they dominated that from the outset. There was a clear mismatch. You could tell that very early on in this matchup. Sam Wodle split out here to the near side. Handoff up the gut. That's Jonathan Smith. I think the Panthers are going to have to run one more play. Third and 2. This will be the final play of the game. Hunter Bezold, the sophomore quarterback, now in to take this snap, and he fumbles and just falls on top of it. And I think that's the way that this one is going to end. From the opening kickoff to the final horn. This one was all Spring Lake Park. The Panthers dominate, and they will hold on to the block for the second consecutive season. 35-0. Panthers get this one done. Celebrate good times. We've got interviews coming up next from the Panthers on North Metro TV.
Lino Lakes is the gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Conveniently located on I-35W, this growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lino Lakes is a safe, fun, and affordable community that values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lino Lakes.
7-6. 5, 4, 3, 2. Spring Lake Park with a convincing 35-0 win over Irondale. They're taking home the block for the second consecutive year. Let's start first with you, Lamari. Your boys dominated up front. I mean, they really paved the way for you, getting a couple of touchdowns. Walk me through kind of that 70-yard run that allowed you on that one cut and then just taking it to the house.
I have a lot of trust in my O-line, so I know if I hit the hole super fast, I continue to keep running one way, I know that hole's going to open up. I've been doing it since freshman year, and I trust my O-line to the day I die, so that's how I knew it was going to be open on the backside.
What does it say at like this point in the year, game 2, that your offense is humming at that level to be like what maybe you guys can achieve once this year is all said and done?
You know, obviously state championships been our goal since, 1991, so that's our main goal. We got to get up there, see the championship.
All right, congratulations. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
Nolan, I mean, you engineered this offense from start to finish, and obviously it all started, just like I was saying with Lamari, it all started up front, but you got things going in the pass game a little bit, kind of a nice fade ball at this end of the field to Conkler over there. Kind of talk me through of how the pass game was able to balance out with what the big boys were able to pave up front in the run game today.
I mean, when the offensive line can get that big of a push, I mean, it just kind of opens up everything, and, we got receivers making plays. Trust the O-line, they're blocking good, everybody's blocking good, offense is going.
Taking home the block for the second consecutive year and in convincing fashion. Last year was 35-7, this year it's 35-0. What does that mean to this program to be able to win that convincingly against Irondale?
That's what we expect here. I mean, we got to keep going. Not our cleanest game, but we played good enough to get the W tonight, and we're on to the next week.
All right, thanks for a game today.
Yep.
Jamal, a couple of sacks for you here today. I mean, from the outset, they had a trouble running the football in this game, and when they did go back to throw, I mean, you guys were in there all night long. What kind of had you guys playing in the backfield all night long against Irondale tonight?
I just feel like we practice every single day. We work very hard. On the off days, we practice our hands, we practice speed, we lift every single day. I just feel like if we keep on working, we'll be great.
What was in your eyes, what was kind of the most impressive part of the defense here today? Because there is a lot to choose from.
I'd say all the 3 and outs. Like, we made plays, we kept on going. I got a flag on a block punt, but hey, we made up for it. We got the ball right back. I just feel like we're all working as a team, a family. Thank God. I just love it.
It was an impressive performance by all 3 of these guys, offense, defense, special teams tonight. A 35-0 win for Spring Lake Park over Irondale. For Ranthil, our director, and our entire broadcast crew here today, my name is Ted LaRue. This has been the presentation of North Metro TV Sports. We'll see you next time.